In a growing city cut in half by railroad tracks, the sound of a passing train is familiar to all Maricopa residents, either because you live near the line or because you've endured the wait at the rail crossing on State Route 347, or both. Perhaps during that wait, your eyes have been attracted to a silver structure positioned not too far from the crossing, just east of the 347 and Maricopa-Casa Grande Highway intersection. At 85 feet in length and towering almost 16 feet above the ground, a passenger train car from another era rests near the Maricopa Amtrak station. In bold black letters, the words Silver Horizon are written on the side.
We are in the California Zephyr car at the Maricopa Amtrak station, and we open the Zephyr car up about twice a year to just let people go through and see it.
That's Brent Murphy, president of the Maricopa Historical Society. On Saturday, the society opened up the old train car, which was once part of the original California Zephyr, a silver locomotive that transported passengers from Chicago all the way to the San Francisco area. The original train started its run in 1949 and then stopped operating in 1970. The Silver Horizon, as the train car is named, was owned by the Chicago, Burlington, and Quincy Railroad.
It's one of the most asked questions is the Zephyr car open, and where is it, what is it, where did it go? Did it go through Maricopa? And so the Historical Society about twice a year opens it up to let people go and just really see it. It is one of our most identifiable historical landmarks in Maricopa.
The Silver Horizon, or car number 375, was one of several California Zephyr cars sold to Amtrak. It was later passed through the hands of private owners. It eventually came to Maricopa in 2000, where it was used as a ticket office for the local Amtrak station. But before making its permanent stop in Copa, the Silver Horizon did make an appearance on the silver screen. The Silver Horizon is featured in one of the opening scenes of the 2001 blockbuster hit, Pearl Harbor. Actress Kate Beckinsale, who plays a nurse in the movie, is at a train station looking for a pilot about to go off to war, a character played by Ben Affleck. Affleck, who is seated on a train, tries to get the nurse's attention. The words Silver Horizon are displayed on a train car behind her. But if you've been paying attention, you'll know Hollywood wasn't exactly following history. The Japanese bombing of Pearl Harbor occurred in December 1941, almost a decade prior to the California Zephyr's first trip. Someone who knows a thing or two about the Zephyr's history is Paul Shirk, a member of the Maricopa Historical Society.
On that inaugural trip in 1949, they planned the trip so that the train would hit the most scenic parts of the country from Chicago to San Francisco during the daylight. And they would slow down and go through other areas that weren't as pretty during the night. So it was a well-rehearsed trip, and everybody really enjoyed it.
Shirk's cousin, Richard Coghlan, was the treasurer of the CBQ Railroad, one of 3 companies that together operated the Zephyr. Like many locomotive enthusiasts, Shirk's love of trains began at a young age.
My dad, we lived originally back in Illinois, and that's how we're related to the cousin who was in Chicago. And we used to sit as a little kid and watch the trains go back and forth and deliver the different goods, and then the passenger trains coming by. And I can remember when my dad told me and my grandfather, watch this train carefully because it's the last steam locomotive that will go through this line. They're all going to diesel. And at the time as a little kid I thought, oh no, how would that be? But then the Zephyr was a later model, and it was a diesel, but it was gorgeous. And it was a transition from the old big black steam engines to the new modern streamlined engines. And so I thought, okay, the railroad's going to survive. But yeah, I love it.
On Saturday, Shirk displayed a couple photographs from the Zephyr's early days.
And so these are pictures from 1949, and it shows the outside of the car. This one's quite rare because the top of it's painted red. That's because it was for a special event only. And in here you can see the luxury and the stylish dress, you know, very formal.
Is that
on a run like that?
A dining car right there?
So that's a dining car from the 1949 run.
These days, Joe Satorka, a retired pastor and Maricopa resident, crosses the country by rail when visiting family members on the other side of the country. Traveling by train that you love so much.
Well, I like to see the countryside from the back side of the desert or country, back of the buildings, and you know, I love that. A lot of the tracks go through the end of the city. I love to view that, and like the body of waters. And we went through the south. Alligators come right up to the train almost. Very, very exciting to see, yeah.
For InMaricopa.com, I'm Kyle Daly.